Qualitative research, utilizing the 80-20 rule to improve football coaching performance. Problem statement. Many coaches fail to have a working philosophy to utilize in order to maximize player performance, and this, combined with the pressure to win football games, leads to poor coaching performance. To overcome this, coaches must possess a transparent, process-based, systematic plan to maximize their productivity. Purpose statement. The purpose of this qualitative study will be to examine the 80-20 rule, a process-based systematic plan to see if coaches are actually looking at data-driven patterns that replicate drills that model what they are essentially executing in a game situation. Research questions. The following research questions will guide this study. Number 1, what is the 80-20 rule in the coaching arena? Number 2, what is the overall central theory of individualized coaching performance? Number 3, after investigating the distinct phenomena discovered by applying the 80-20 rule, what factors will contribute to lesser performance by not utilizing the 80-20 rule? And number 4, what changes, if any, could be implemented to create process improvement by utilizing the 80-20 rule? Methods. This case study will be an exploratory-based case study. The problem is that in football coaching, coaches are overwhelmed because they do not provide transparency of the training priorities in on-field competition. By utilizing the 80-20 rule, individual and team coaching performance may improve by highlighting the training priorities that can be mastered in practice. Interviews will be conducted by the researcher to provide information about the 80-20 rule and immediately learn if the coaches use this rule and discuss if any improvements are recognized in their coaching performance. The researcher will use a semi-structured interview question. Semi-structured interview questions are, see the instrument below. The questions will be able to penetrate the football coach's viewpoint, perception, and point of view. Participants or data source. All materials will be cleared by the university's IRB board before contacting the coaches. A sample size of 10 will be obtained. Each of the 10 football coaches will be asked to give permission to participate by responding to the researcher's emails. Once names and emails are obtained, preliminary communication with the head coach of each staff member will be verified by way of email to guarantee potential candidates are currently coaching college football and to ensure that the staff member was a coach of good standing. A date and time for a presentation of information regarding the definition of the 80-20 rule and the presentation of the top 20% of the offensive and defensive concepts will occur with all 10 members at the college football facility. Participation criteria. Number 1, the participant must work as a college football coach. 2, the participant must be interested in learning a more efficient style of coaching. Number 3, the participant or the coach will be asked to try out in a spring semester the 80-20 rule. Instrumentation. In-depth interviews are dialogues utilized to elicit rich, detailed material that can be used in analysis. The interviews with the 10 college football coaches will be conducted in person and at individual times at the college campuses. The interviews will be conducted using the semi-structured and open-ended questions. A list of questions designed for exploration with specific probes will be in Appendix A. The probes were designed to pursue key topics. In-depth interview dynamics will parallel a conversation like the one below, using semi-structured interview questions. For example, what is your experience with college football coaching? What is your experience using the 80-20 rule? How do you strategically plan your coaching? How can coaches truly improve coaching performance by spending 80% of their time on the 80-20 rule assignments. What does the 80-20 rule improve? Why does the 80-20 rule improve coaching performance? And where can a coach go to improve coaching performance? With whom do you usually talk about improving coaching performance? What are the adverse effects of low coaching performance? Data collection. All research study participants will be pre-selected utilizing semi-structured and open-ended questions and follow-up questions, which will offer the prospect for participants to reveal increased, significant information regarding their expedition through the process of coaching college football. Participants replied to open-ended questions about their coaching experiences and how they developed tactics and stratagems to settle coaching challenges. Follow-up probing questions will be used to provide the participants the opportunity to disclose intimately secured private ideas, mindsets, and experiences. Once participants agreed to participate, a date and time for presentation of information regarding the definition of the 80-20 rule and the presentation of the top 20% of the offensive and defensive concepts will occur at the participant's facility. This information will be documented on a synchronized iPad and smartphone device. Responses will be transcribed by a third party. Each participant will be asked to initial their final transcript to guarantee authenticity of the transcript. Bracketing is a method used in qualitative research to mitigate the potentially preconceived perspectives that could contain the research process. Therefore, the researcher will use bracketing as a method to protect him from the cumulative effects of examining what may be challenging material. This process will facilitate in reaching deeper levels of reflection across all stages of qualitative research. The researcher will write down all of his thoughts about the 80-20 rule and all that he knows about coaching strategies in a log to keep separate from the research. In addition to bracketing, the research will be a triangulation of multiple sources to enhance the generability of the findings. Triangulation is the act of using more than one source of data to bear a single point. An analysis of documents published in professional journals on the 80-20 rule will provide additional insight into coaching strategies. The researcher will use the member check strategy to shore up the internal validity of the study. Member check is a strategy to ensure validity in qualitative research. The coaches will be asked to check the information that has been transcribed to make sure that it is exactly what they meant it to say. Data analysis. The data to be gathered from this study will consist of two distinct components: behavioral observations during the interviews and multiple reviews of the recording interviews. There will be a determination that the recordings will be conducive to transcription, since interviews provide an insight into the coach's thought process and will be of great importance to develop cognitive notes along the way of behaviors. This will be done in order to clarify potential questions in case the coaches do not transparently answer the questions. It will be important to make behavioral notes about each participant. Then a third party will personally transcribe all 10 discussions. The approach to data collection and analysis will be done with awareness of potential biases regarding the effectiveness of the sport of coaching. That is, to help the researcher avoid allowing his theories to direct his analysis. Bias awareness will allow the researcher to reconstruct the data into a demonstration-based arrangement. Implications. The findings here will hopefully theoretically suggest implications for football coaching. Coaching intercession is not a panacea or the answer in every case. Psychologically, coaching intercession is affected by the coach's characteristics, environment, and circumstances. The impact of the 80-20 rule on the sport of football may be a way to apply the vital few-based drills to condition players into executing the right tasks on game day.